Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me here on Lillian TV. So we have a few things to discuss, which are very, very important. And the first being that Honorable Brian Mundubile has been expelled from the Patriotic Front by Honorable Given Lubinda, who happens to be the Patriotic Front acting president, bearing in mind that the political party itself, PF, is still in the hands of Chabinga, and there is even a court case that is pending. So in this stream this evening, I would like to first of all address the issues that are going on and just give you guys assurance that whether Given Lubinda, Chishimba Kambwili, Mao Sampa, they do whatever they want, I can guarantee you and be rest assured that Brian Mundubile will be on the ballot paper and he will stand. It is his democratic right, and nobody should stand in his way. For those of us who've been part of the Patriotic Front as sympathizers, we have addressed so many issues, and particularly I have shared on the levels of disunity that is going on in the Patriotic Front and how people started fighting Honorable Brian Mundubile on social media. I addressed this privately first, and then when I spoke about it even in public, I noticed that nobody cares about, stopping this nonsense that has been going on. And as soon as I stepped on the bandwagon and told them off, suddenly I became an enemy. I was being insulted on their blogs. I have been removed in many PF blogs just because I was promoting Brian Mundubile. So I know that he's not liked at all right? He's not loved at all. And they can pretend that there's all this unity that they want to portray to the Zambian people, but they don't like him at all. And for that, we cannot take chances and risks to trust people like Given Lubinda. Now, where are we going to start from? Let's start from the interview that Given Lubinda had. When he had that interview, he stated with Shosta that for him to stand, it means he needs to be the president. He qualifies. Now, you can look at the body language of somebody and the way they, address issues, that this person is just playing monkey tricks. He's not even interested in standing per se, but he's there as a duty and a job to make sure that the Patriotic Front should never be united, should never be where it's supposed to be. And certainly, he bears so many grudges. For those of you who know the history of Michael Chilufya-Sata, Given Lubinda was the one who had won when it came to adoption for him to be president. But people told him, look, let's allow Sata to stand. It's his chance. So with that bitterness in him, he decided to be selling out the Patriotic Front to UPND. And right now, we know that the grassroots is not with him. People don't really like him. He is such a vengeful man. And certainly Zambians don't trust people from the Zambezi region. I've just seen a whole article from somebody who's Given Lubinda's supporter from Zambezi region, who is a Patriotic Front member. And she has said she can support anybody but Brian Mundubile. Why? Because they are on a mission. And their mission is they must make sure there's a divide in Patriotic Front. Brian Mundubile is never adopted by the Patriotic Front. And Brian Mundubile should be frustrated so that he should leave the party. Now, Brian Mundubile is very smart. He's a very smart man. Very, very smart. He knew that they were planning all these things. He knew it way back. I mean, let's look at when Mao Sampa decided to take the Patriotic Front from PF owners. How did it start? Brian Mundubile was a leader of opposition. He was a popular candidate. And when they were trying to go to the convention, Given Lubinda persuaded Edgar Lungu to say, Brian Mundubile works with HH. Don't work with him. You come back and stand. Where is Edgar Lungu today? He has died. So when some of these people are pretending like they loved Edgar Lungu, and yet they are actually the reason why Edgar Lungu even died, and then you want to believe them to say they mean well. They don't mean well. Because if Given Lubinda meant well, he should have allowed Edgar Chagalungu to retire. Now, because of all those issues that happened, Mao Sampa decided, even me, I'm going to take over this party. And when he took over, assigned Chabinga as the leader of opposition. Brian Mundubile lost that. He was no longer the leader of opposition. He was just in parliament as a backbencher. He still is. But because of his influence and how he is able to communicate with the MPs, he's been able to even influence 23 MPs not to sign up to Bill 7. But what do these guys do? All of a sudden, given Lubinda fires people who are close to Brian Mundubile and those people who've endorsed publicly Brian Mundubile, and brings in Mutambo, the very person that made sure that the Patriotic Front is where it is today. And even if he's come back to PF to apologize, I posted on my page a dream that this man needs to publicly apologize and also allow the church to help him, because it's not just a physical kind of betrayal. This is also spiritual. You cannot sell your party. This is like you selling your birthright. You are a member of parliament. You sell your party to the ruling party. It means you don't mean well for the Zambian people. So him being made now as a deputy SG, or is it the SG from acting president, he flew, Mutambo went to Malawi as a president of PF. I don't know in what capacity. I don't even understand why he was there. But now, he's an SG. Him and Given Lubinda don't like Brian Mundubile. I've spoken to these people before, several times. I've tried to tell them that, look, we are doing this for the Zambian people. And in their own mind, in their own, Kakuno mind, they feel that Brian Mundubile works with HH. Now, when Edgar Lungu said he was addressing HH as a lacuna, I think he made a mistake. The lacuna is Given Lubinda and Mutambo. These are the lacunas. These are the people who have messed up everything. And they don't care about you. You've seen Given Lubinda's farm. He's successful. He's rich. He doesn't care. All right? And we have JJ Banda who came on social media that also expressed that they have been given 20 million kwacha to put the opposition in disorder. Now, many of you people, you're concerned. You're concerned. You're crying to me. You're calling me. You're sending messages. And the president as well, Brian Mundubile, has also shared his WhatsApp line, which you can use to send your videos, your audios, your texts, expressing your concerns about the opposition, bearing in mind it's a private line. Do that, guys. And many of you are concerned because you can see this. It's because everything that is happening is state-sponsored. It's sponsored by Hakainde Hichilema. And certainly, Given Lubinda has proved that Zambezi region get along, whether you like it or not. He would rather save his brother Hakainde Hichilema than save Brian Mundubile, who is a Bemba. Okay? They have shown it themselves. So, Brian Mundubile has been an enemy because he's upright standing. He doesn't want to get any corruption money. He is straightforward. He's telling the speaker off in parliament. He's telling President Hakainde Hichilema off, even in interviews. His last interview, which I've even shared on YouTube and Facebook, where he stated to say, the reason why we are divided as a nation is because President Hakainde Hichilema thinks by using tribalism, that's the only way he could gain the love from the southern province. And yet, I never had to think about it. That, my friend that visits me all the time is Tonga. My very best friend, my very close friend, is Hadebe. My other friend, Hacho, Amaoka, whatever the last names. Another one, Hamwanza. These are my friends. But then you find that Mutambo, Given Lubinda, and certainly Chishimba Kambwili have gone on a rampage to see how best they can destroy the best and strongest candidate of the Patriotic Front. The Patriotic Front lost the elections in 2021 because of the same thing. Bukandire, too much bakaboki. When they are just given one kwacha, $2, $3, they are selling out the adoption process. They don't care about what the Zambian people are crying at the grassroots. So if the Zambian people are saying they want Brian Mundubile, giving Brian Mundubile Atiyo, it's either me or nobody. So because it's either him or nobody, what does Given Lubinda do? Kufidila Munsenga, okay? Do whatever I want. Fire people in the MCC. So Brian Mundubile, who is a politician, and he's a member of parliament, he thought, let me start campaigning. After all, I'm in the presidential race. There's nothing wrong with anybody. Excuse me, you don't come to my page and insult me. Piss off! Idiot. You can even see from your names that you're Zambezi region. You find me on my page and you come here to disrespect me, I'll block you. I don't have time. All right? I'm not suffering. It's you that is suffering in Zambia. It's you that will suffer. You think I beg from anybody? I say, get out. And you want to come here to disturb me. You come to my page, I block you. I don't have time. I don't have time to waste. We have very, very useless leaders that are selfish, and all they think about is how they can satisfy their bellies instead of looking at the Zambian people who are suffering. So if you think I'm irritating you, piss off my page. Certainly F off. Nonsense. I don't have time. So this man, given Lubinda, he convinced Edgar Chagwalungu to come back from retirement. He was busy enjoying his vegetables. He convinced him. Why? Because of the jealousy towards Brian Mundubile. Now, at that time, some of us were not even part of the Patriotic Front. But naturally now, when it's your season, guess what? Everybody is gravitating towards Brian Mundubile. And he is so pissed off that he wants to jeopardize this guy. He talks about how it's all his fault that Bill 7 fell through, and, UPND got through the Bill 7 in Parliament. He will just be on and on blaming Brian Mundubile, and yet Brian Mundubile is not even a leader of opposition. He's just a backbencher parliamentarian. Now, in as much as they called for a meeting, which they said they should see how they can work, that meeting is just a cover-up, which, by the way, elderly people like Madam Inonge Wina, if they call upon Brian Mundubile, they say, please come for this meeting, of course you will turn up. But when I saw the pictures, they were somewhere in a bar area, restaurant, with people can drink alcohol, water. That's not a serious meeting to me. It just looked like, let's just take a picture and show Zambians that we're working together. So when Mao Sampa posted to say there's going to be a conclave, whatever you call it, I did a live stream and I said, I don't think this is going to work because these people don't like Brian Mundubile. And Brian Mundubile should certainly move. And after that, Brian Mundubile issued a statement where he stated that he didn't feel that the process of the conclave would be a legit process, because the legit process of the Patriotic Front is that we should go to a convention. Why is Given Lubinda fearing a convention? Because he's going to lose. He's not going to win. So he wants to claim the title of presidency forever and ever as he can. He has the title of presidency, but he has no people. Brian Mundubile has all the people, and Chabinga has the papers. So who is wise here? Certainly, Given Lubinda, you're not being wise. You can call yourself a politician, but a politician should understand that seasons change and the wind changes. We are in a social media era where the young people, by the click of a hand, they can find information about what you did in the past. You brought in Bill 10. Did it go through? It didn't. Why didn't your fellow MPs, PF MPs, support you? Because they don't respect your leadership and they don't trust you. Because if they did, I would have seen you at least with one MP. Since I started speaking about what is going on in the Patriotic Front, I've never seen Given Lubinda with an MP. I've seen Mundubile with about 30 MPs before. I've never seen you with any MPs. I've never seen Makebi Zulu with any MPs. I don't know, maybe I have the wrong phone, but I've never seen him with any MPs. But the same MPs who are even aspiring to stand like Bam Toto Fuaya, you see that they're gravitating towards Brian Mundubile because he sees him as a leader. And if he could be working with him, walking around with him, it means he's not jealous. But we have these people who are jealous, whereby even when the Catholic women approached Mao Sampa and Brian Mundubile and some other leaders there to say, look, work together, meaning Brian Mundubile, Mao Sampa left. And then he's talking about conclave. Which conclave are you going to do? When you can't even listen to the women. Remember that the women are the majority voters. So if the woman is speaking to you, it doesn't matter whether she's not from your constituency, Matero. As long as she's speaking, you have to listen. That is why President Hakainde Hichilema pays attention to my videos. He watches my videos because I am a woman that is speaking. But if you ignore the cry of the women and then you claim you are going to sit down and choose a leader, I don't think that's the right way. So Brian Mundubile is still part of the Patriotic Front. He's never resigned. He's never left the Patriotic Front. But he did not support what the committee of Lubinda's clique, and that clique is all about trying to tarnish the image of Brian Mundubile. All they want is to destroy his credibility. They want him to give up on the race. They are doing dirty politics. And to be honest, if given Lubinda would be the president of the Patriotic Front and he wants to stand, I will personally campaign for Hakainde Hichilema. Yeah. I will personally campaign for Hakainde Hichilema to say, I would rather we are with the devil we know than the devil we don't know. Because you have shown that you can take Zuma and Zimba to jail, and yet you're working together. So what more when you're given the power to be president? People go mad. They go cuckoo. You see how HH is behaving? You see how big-headed he's become? How even his minions have become big-headed? What more you given Lubinda, who has tested power before? So in summary, what I'm trying to say on that is you are not a candidate that Zambians should ever trust. They would rather trust even Hakainde Hichilema than you. Because at least Hakainde Hichilema, we know the devil he is. We understand how he's going to arrest everyone. Now, my plea is to you, Zambians. When you see people victimizing somebody, then know that that person is the best candidate. There's no way these guys would be victimizing Mundubile. Chishimba Kambwili called Bakashishi from nowhere. I also received a call from them as well. I just don't like to mention their names, and I've received calls from every leader you can think of from PF, asking me to support another candidate and not Brian Mundubile. And I said, no, you don't pay for my talk time. You don't even, certainly, you don't even know my affairs in the UK, how I'm surviving, where I sleep, how I eat. You can't come today and dictate how I should come on social media and who I should speak about. I have my every right to endorse Brian Mundubile. So because I endorsed Brian Mundubile, I've become a #1 enemy. That was a sign. Okay? Anyone who posts him, even the pastor, Prophet Karel, as he's sharing prayers, I didn't tell him anything. He just started praying. He just told me, I want to pray for this man. They've never spoken before, but he was praying for him. And when he started praying for him, people started insulting him that he's being paid by Brian Mundubile. So that, again, motivated that prophet to always come on midnight on Facebook to pray for Brian Mundubile because of the hatred that he's receiving. He reminds us of Joseph, and certainly he is the David of Zambia. So last night, we came across a letter from Celestine Mukandila, and I was fuming. I told him off on a WhatsApp conference call, and I'm not ashamed to say this. I told him off. I told him my mind. There is no way you can write such a useless letter to Brian Mundubile on a Saturday when we're in opposition. Are you guys fighting for freedom for the Zambian people, or are you fighting to please your master HH? Because Celestine Mukandila, what he doesn't realize, even though he's a lawyer, he's not smart politically. That is why you must be an experienced politician to be able to see where we are going. Everything that is going on, we predicted it. Certainly, we saw it coming. That is why in all my videos, I kept on saying, Brian Mundubile, leave these people. Because there is no way they would have ever allowed a convention. One, that is why now I think even the time when we were given Lubinda was, beaten up as he claims, I think it was staged. I don't believe he was really beaten up. That was staged so that Mundubile should be, victimized as the person who is responsible for that attack. But it backfired. People didn't believe that Mundubile would do that. And then next thing, he fired all the MCCs that were part of Mundubile. And then Bill 7 came through. And they moved the general conference to whatever date, indefinite date. We don't even know what date. So those people who follow a given Lubinda, you are not smart. Some of us, we have information that he is found with HH. We have information that he is close to Hakainde Hichilema. And by the way he's acting, it is very clear that given Lubinda is a UPND project. I know people might want to speak for him. No, he cannot be. You cannot trust a politician who is eating. You cannot trust a man who is eating. As long as he's eating, they can do anything to silence the others. So given Lubinda's duty from 2021, 2022 has been to make sure there's never a convention, and it has never happened. We are 4 years in, almost 5 years in, no convention. His next duty is to ensure that no presidential candidate from the Patriotic Front emerges. He has done it so well. He is indeed working so well with Hakainde Hichilema. And the next project as well is to cause confusion in the camp by also allowing people like Makebi Zulu to come in the race and for Makebi Zulu to be later dumped. And the first thing, obviously, he told him was, Mundubile is a UPND project. And then the enmity started between both camps. Suddenly, Makebi Zulu camp is fighting Mundubile's camp. And I kept on saying on this page, you cannot just come from nowhere and you say you want to be the one who wants to lead when there's other people who've been there. But then I was insulted, blue, black, called all sorts of names. Now, let's gauge popularity in terms of the grassroots. Who is popular? It remains Brian Mundubile. But then this same man, Lubinda, was trying to champion Makebi Zulu to stand so that he should feel like, oh, he has the support of the party. Then later on, flip the script. Suddenly, he was being found even with Dr. Fred Membe in the Tonse Alliance, causing even more confusion. And the Tonse Alliance has ejected Given Lubinda from the Tonse Alliance. Given Lubinda and his people, that PF fraction, they've been told to leave the Tonse Alliance because there's no way. Every meeting you're causing confusions. When it comes to choosing candidates, you're choosing the wrong candidates. You just want to choose the candidate that you want. And you want to be the leader of the Tonse Alliance when nobody has made you the Tonse Alliance leader. So Dr. Dan Pule has fired Given Lubinda. And out of frustration, he now uses Celestine Mukandila. For the sake of people who have not seen this letter, I would like to read to you this very useless letter. A letter which I'm even shocked that a lawyer would sit down to draft such nonsense. Celestine, you didn't become a lawyer to be doing these petty fights, childish fights, grade 5 kind of politics. You went to university to study law in order for you to protect the Constitution of Zambia and also to help the Zambian people. I told you off yesterday and I'm not ashamed. I know you are a brother to me and I know you respect me, but I don't like it when people take advantage of Mundubile. Just because he doesn't speak, just because he is this person that just wants to see everybody happy. And then everybody picks up on him, call him names, insult him. And the first thing that I asked Celestine was, when Chishimba Kambwili insulted and disrespected Brian Mundubile, why didn't you call him Tobok? He couldn't answer. Okay? Because it's a cartel. And we know. So they're upset that Brian Mundubile has started forming his own campaign teams. To the Patriotic Front fraction of Lubinda and Celestine and Co, he is stealing the members. No, he's not. If a leader is a Jimmy Sir, like the Ghanaians who say Jimmy, if a leader, he don't get sense. He's not moving you forward. And people call upon you, you move. We can't be waiting for Given Lubinda to fall in love with Mundubile. That's when now we'll start moving. No. Ivo Sumzachit. We don't have time. Kwamana. We don't have time. If we start waiting for Given Lubinda to lovey-dovey, to pet him, oh, sir, we love you. You are the president. You are the Odogu. This and that. We are wasting time. He is already rich and enjoying his life and chewing mango and sucking it like he's sucking. I don't even know what he's sucking there. All right? He's sucking the mango, enjoying himself what the majority of Zambians are suffering. I don't think we have time to babysit you, Given Lubinda, to babysit you, Chishimba Kambwili. And for Chishimba Kambwili, I'm disappointed in you, sir. You have my number. After what your brothers went through, you lost 2 brothers. You even have time to joke around. You even have time to be brought close to Lubinda and be praising him. He's the original president. He should be the president. This is the original member. We don't care. We don't care. And we, the Zambian people, will certainly put Mundubile on any ballot and political part. You can keep the shell that you are keeping. But you are a disappointment because you're not looking at where you're coming from. You have forgotten how you were limping. You have forgotten how you couldn't breathe. You have forgotten how your beard grew all over your face. You have forgotten how you were wearing a green shirt in prison. Suddenly, Lubinda is your God. Sometimes, growing up does not mean that you have wisdom. Wisdom demands that you should use your brain when you see the situation. If you delay, Hakainde Hichilema will become president again. You, Chishimba Kambulu, will go to jail again. And all the PF members in jail will be in jail forever. Me, I'll be in the diaspora enjoying my children, enjoying my family. Who will suffer? You. So if we are trying to guide you based on even the reports that we have, intelligence reports, and you decide to work otherwise, I will conclude you are working with Hakainde Hichilema. Because you cannot tell me a man who has held the opposition together, today, Celestine Nkandila, you, a lawyer, you have never even been a member of parliament, you now feel you have the duty to write an insulting letter to Brian Mundubile. And you think he has no people like us to speak. Who speak? Go and stop working with those people. Resign, Celestine. You are finishing your political career. Given Lubinda has nothing to lose. Mao Sampa has nothing to lose. Chishimba Kambwila has got nothing to lose. These three, they are shameless. They have nothing to lose. And the more you mingle with them, the more you lose your identity as a young person. I would rather you even go and work with Binu Mpundu. If you don't want to work with Brian Mundubile, I can understand. But not you being found by these people who we can even see they are working with HH. And then you dare write a useless letter to Brian Mundubile, your senior. You mean you don't have his number? You mean you can't go and see him? I want to talk to you. Let's find out. You had to write a letter. The first thing Celestine said, the letter that you have, what is written is confidential. So why should you guys have access to it? We should have access to it because we are his campaign team. We should know how you are bullying him. We should know how you think he has no stakeholders involved. Brian Mundubile is not a small pie. He's a big fish. And by the time you're wasting your time, Celestine, when we form government, you'll be coming there. Anyway, since you're a lawyer, you'll be representing UPNT members as they have problems with the courts. You might as well become their lawyer, since you understand the constitution better. This letter, 10th January, on a Saturday, no courtesy. You write a letter to Brian Mundubile on a Saturday. No respect at all for your senior. You don't see your senior. Care of Patriotic Front Secretariat, Lusaka, Zambia. Dear Honorable Mundubile, expiatory letter. Gross indiscipline yourself. Imagine. Brian Mundubile decides to campaign. You call it gross indiscipline. How many live stream is Makebi Zulu doing on his platform? Why didn't you say he's doing gross indiscipline? Because he's there with Madam Sumairi. Why didn't you call that gross indiscipline? Because you know why you're fighting Mundubile. Refer to the above caption. This letter formally charges you as a Patriotic Front Central Committee member, MCC member a member of Parliament, with violating the 2007 Constitution as an MCC or MP. You owe the highest fiduciary duty to the party, yet your actions constitute a gross breach of constitutional authority and trust. You are hereby charged with serious breaches of the Patriotic Front Constitution and regulations as follows. Now, this is a lawyer, a junior, a baby lawyer, writing to a senior lawyer, Celestine Mukandila, do you know that Brian Mundubile has a master's degree in law? Do you know that he's a lawyer as well? So don't you think everything he does them according to the laws of Zambia? Why do you think HH has never had any issue with him? Because even when he speaks, he does not disrespect or insult him because he follows the law. Even for him to participate in your so-called conclave, it is illegal. It's not part of the PF constitution. That is why he said he cannot participate. So you, that is writing this, your big English, which doesn't even make sense, trying to make people fear like you know English, and yet what you're writing here is rubbish. You should have really reflected on the reasons why he decided to withdraw. He actually is in the right standing with the constitution of the PF by saying, I excuse myself. And by him also saying that there are people who are planning to expel him, it's not a lie. You have just done it. You have just added these contents of what he has posted on social media to make it look like that's the reason. We already got the info, the data, that you were planning to exclude him. Actually, given Lubinda himself said it. He said it to us on one of the conference calls. He said it. He said, next is your boss to be excluded. So don't come here pretending to the Zambian people like Brian Mundubile has done something wrong when you've been planning and looking for an opportunity to strike. You are snakes. You are evil. In fact, when people say we close PF and it should never come back to power, this your behavior. It now confirms why Zambians should never ever trust Griffin Lubinda, Mao Sampa, Chishimba Kambwidi, that group. All you old cargos. No one should trust you. You are worse than the devil himself, HH. You are worse than HH. And to even bring you back will be a suicide mission. Imagine you wait for Mundubile to post something. Then you now try to use it like, that's the reason why we have fired this person. So you have written this letter as a PF saying that he did not obey the rules of the Patriotic Front. And since he's an MCC member and a member of parliament, you are firing him. So today you recognize that Mundubile is an MCC member. You sound very silly. You sound silly. Because I've never seen you recognize this person, even when he did not support Bill 7. I've never heard you or seen you with him before. I'm sure you have his number. But I've never seen you, even at his office. I've never seen you. Every time you're always following Lubinda. You're always following Lubinda. Lubinda, an expired product. Lubinda is HH's friend. So what do you think he will do? You think he will do the right thing for PF to go forward? No. Anadia. JJ Banda told us he ate 20 million. But you'll be there on your Facebook posting and you think you've made it in life when this guy is enjoying bigger money. Wise up, Celestine. You are young, but not sharp. Be like Binwa Mpundu, who is sharp, that has created his own legacy without following in the footsteps of old cargos that have no heart for the Zambian people. Go and see what Bino is doing in Chawam. You, who can you come? Every time people can only identify you when they see you with the Lubinda. So, oh, okay, but they're about PF. You should be a household name on your own without hanging in the jackets of old cargos. You think we removed PF for fun, for jokes? When people stood to say they don't want PF, this behavior of Lubinda, behavior of you, Celestine, behavior of Mao Sampa, behavior of Chishimba Kambwe confirms why Zambians said out. Because you are very selfish, very wicked, and you don't think of the suffering Zambian people. And even those who are in jail, like Boma and Mutambo, Wachilangwa, all those people, you don't care. As long as right now, even Nakachinda, the SG, who should be running around for the elections, he's in jail. And you're busy writing exculpatory letter. I don't even know what you call it. You're actually down. Very down. To issue such a nonsense letter at this time that is very critical and fragile. You're very down. And to even agree to issue this letter, Celestine Kandila, you are very down, together with those people who sent you. Why should you agree to issue such a useless letter at the time when Zambians are fed up? The grassroots is fertile. But Ubupuma Wenu is what will cause this. And you know why Ubupuma Wenu? Because some idiots from your party PF are eating with Hakainde Ichilema. They're on payroll. Today I've seen people, they are worried that Kalimashi, Innocent Ino, has joined a UPND. Why are you surprised? If you have useless leadership that cannot even arrange a small conference meeting to say, let's choose a leader. Every day you're fighting. Every day you're fighting. At 62, you're fighting. What are you fighting for? Instead of mentoring the young people, you are at 62. Will I ship up? I must be the president. I must be a president for where? Do Zambians look desperate to use you, given them as a president? Do we look desperate? Do you think we kicked you out for a joke? And do you think Zambians trust you? So, because we don't trust you, forget about ever standing. We have picked Brian Mundubile because he is noble, he is sober, he is open, he brings everyone together, he speaks of unity, not him. Which people follow you apart from Zambezi region? If you see people who are supporting Given Lubinda, they are Zambezi region. Already we are suffering from tribalism right now, Mudi HH. To work a shepo, na foot, the same. Nah, we are tired. We are fed up. Otherwise, HH now, he has even brought the electricity. What campaign message you, Lubinda, are you going to give? No, it's because he's the reason for Edgar Lungu, blah, blah, blah. And then, what other campaign message? You have no campaign message. Mwari dumping abanenuko to South Africa in the mortuary. Instead of you making sure you're in South Africa, you are ensuring that Baba Shikeba Lungu, you are busy moving up and down, fighting Utuaiche. Weka kote. Weka kote. Busy. What are you fighting for? You didn't see Obama was a young man in America. You don't see Traore. You don't see our neighbor Botswana. Can't you see how fit the president is? Gideon Boko. You think we want an old man to do what? What are we going to do with you? Okay. We can have an old man like Malawi, our family, okay? But an old man with a good heart, not you. An old man with a wicked heart. We don't need you. So those who are writing those articles on their pages, useless articles, trying to discredit Mundubile, they don't even know that this so-called senior man is HH's friend and Balakukuna. Community house. Why did Sata fire this man? This man is a traitor. No, he's been holding the PF. He's been holding the PF to make sure he knows that this person is a strong one. If me, I'm just somebody who is promoting Brian Mundubile, I'm attacked left, right, and center. I just post Mundubile on groups of PFs. Chakuti Chako. All the PF blogs I was removed. The wicked hearts they have. We now give you a leader that we think this one, Adibako win. And you decide to do your own things. Go ahead. HH will be president again. Who will suffer? You. Who will be going to jail? Your family. Who will be living in poverty? You. Given Lubinda will be there enjoying his 20 million kwacha and the farm that he has. He showed you as a farm where he's chewing mangoes and licking them. Like he's never sucked anything before. You saw how he was eating the mango. And he's telling you to go and buy from Melissa. Meaning he has already made it in life. If you want to eat even mango from him, you have to buy from Melissa. Not even free. You go and buy. A wicked leader like this one has sent a young man Celestine, as you are growing up in politics, never find yourself with adults that have no brain. Because like this, you are finishing your political career. If you even go to the ruling party, people can even understand you. Like the way that commander is talking. People can understand you because it's a ruling party. But now when they're in opposition and you are with people who are trying to oppress a fellow, you are finishing your political career immediately. And certainly will highlight your mistakes. And you will remember my words. I never miss. People on this social media know I never miss my words. Once I tell you, Celestine, this man will mess you up, he will mess you up. And politics, they say there's no permanent enemies. But when the time Brian Mundubile is going all through this frustration, you, Celestine, you've even added more frustration. Forever stay where you are, in that corner. I'm telling you this. Forever stay where you are in that corner. Because you cannot be an oppressor and be part of people and say it was politics. It's not politics, it's witchcraft. Okay, so according to this article, Celestine wrote this letter by a lawyer. His duty is to now vafirwa constitutional court ukona HH. Fiashupikwa bamba nombokita frustrate a fellow. You see how you are writing these letters to Hakainde Ichilema, how you are writing these letters to Brian Mundubile. When Hakainde Ichilema was pushing for Bill 7, I didn't see you do such letters. I didn't see you even go to ZMBC to talk strongly about giving Lubinda and the rest. But because Mundubile is a strong candidate, you now find a way to try and put him down. The target here should be HH, not Mundubile. So once you've missed your priorities, you are now going for Mundubile. It tells me you are a pure project of Hakainde Ichilema. The confusion in the Patriotic Front is state-sponsored. That is why Mao Sampa has to act as if he has recovered, he has changed. I posted a dream about him. He needs to go to church and repent. And yet, UPND have dirty on him. And they will never let him go. So he has to play cool or they mess him up over the issue of Ruth Mbando. Because each time he tries to talk, hey, UPND come up with Ruth Mbando issue. I don't know what transpired. I just see Ruth Mbando each time on social media. So Celestine, those people that you have found yourself with, they are not going anywhere. Nobody will ever vote for Mao Sampa as an MP or president, given Lubinda as MP or president. Wachimbaka will finish his political career himself. Nobody even helped him. He helped himself. And you are now found with these people and you think it's politics. I assume politics. You are just trying to rub off the shoulder of failure. You can't be successful if you're rubbing off shoulders of failures. You can't. So now, me, I'm speaking as Lillian Mutambo. On my page, I talk about governance issues and politics. So if something is on social media, I will not ignore it. So don't come for me and say, has somebody sent you? Or why are you doing this? Delete. You don't control my social media. Okay? The same way I can talk against HH Ngalufianya is the same way I should come for you when you make a mistake. That's why I'm neutral. Fair game. All right. So now, yes, it's necessary to mention HH's name because all these games are sponsored by the state. HH. I mean, he's a president, so he's part of the Mingalato Abi. So according to Celestine's letter, establishing parallel structures. Under your watch, your campaign team is purposefully promoting division by creating parallel party structures, contrary to the party regulations, violating Article 20 party structure based on democratic principles of unified. Now, I don't understand what you mean by somebody's forming parallel structures when Chabinga also has his own structures. So who is really running the Patriotic Front? Because Chabinga has his own structures. He's got his MPs 35. Your party, Celestine and given Lubinda, you have no papers. You have a court case with the Mao Sampa trying to appeal that his convention was illegal. Bunch of confused people that gather themselves, believing that the PF will ever be brought back. I told you, Celestine, A church will never give you PF. I told you. I started telling you this since June. We are now in January. I said, mark it. A church will never give you PF. No, we're going to the court. They'll give us PF. I said, okay. Let's see. We're now in January. You don't have the papers of PF. So if people decide to start moving, you have no right to stop them. Because PF, a party, the papers, everything, they are with Ichabinga. The structures, they are actually hanging in limbo. Isn't it even better that people who have the capacity to campaign are able to say, let's work? Or you're waiting for Given Lubinda to finish his last fight with whoever he will fight with and say, I'm the president of the Patriotic Front in April 2026. Wait, Jimmy Pa. As we want to start campaigning now, this is 2026. We have started with the BM8 movement. So, ngatuwa zonda uzalema ife kuyabebere natuambakale ukwenda. The train has started off. You can't stop a man who is being called on by the people. He was seated. People started calling him. Me, I'll help you. Put me there. Me, I'll help you. Put me there. And when David Chisopa said, okay, all these calls are overwhelming. What do we do? Let's start. So you should actually be worried that the man that you follow about like a fly does not have even people calling to say to Allah Bombashan. But people are rather even going every day to say, how are we going to work? Just yesterday, youths from Lusaka, I've shared a post. So many of them, they're actually more than 300. But just the representatives came. They said they want to work with Brian Mundubile. Are you going to tell me that he gave them money to come and say that? So, your jealousy is the reason why you're writing these so-called letters of disciplinary, which don't even make sense. Start by disciplining yourselves. You can't even discipline yourselves. You can't even look at how things are going in your party. And then you want to now go and start disciplining somebody who's an MP in his own right and doing his own things. Now, let me tell you what I see, why these people, Lubinda, Celestine, Chishimba Kamburikai, that's why I've put them there, Aba. These four, they are very dirty people. Mao Sampa. The reason why they've gone for Mundubile is if they expel Mundubile from the party, right now they've suspended him. If they expel him, Mundubile will more or less, okay, let's say he's expelled from the MCC and then he's expelled from the party. What these guys are fighting, especially Lubinda, is for Mundubile to leave the Patriotic Front to cause a by-election so that Lubinda can impose a candidate again, so that there should be another by-election that side. Now, if Mundubile has the people, and the people are saying, let's work, and he announces, shouldn't you be happy that at least somebody is mobilizing? At least he did not take them to another party, maybe to take them to, let me say, Madongo party. I'll just use the name Madongo. Madongo party. But he's rather maintaining them and say, let's work. Isn't it a good thing? Why are you bitter? Why are you angry that Mundubile is moving? It's because your leader, Celestine Mukandila, the president of PF, works with HH. So his duty is to make sure that everybody is disadvantaged. He oppresses people, okay, from not standing at all, so that HH will have a clear path in 2026. That's the simple answer. Why are you angry that Mundubile has gathered people? An MP, if an ordinary member of parliament, people will be going to his office, njala, njala, njala. And then people say, okay, to allow poming a chakosa. Who are you, Celestine Mukandila, and Given Lubinda to stop this person? Who are you? Just because they've mentioned somebody who's part of PF to say you be a campaign committee does not mean they're coming to collect your structure. You can be bragging about how your structures are intact. Are you sure? How many people have been defecting? People want a leader they can see, okay, Okutu Alayok. And why would Mundubile put people, say from PF, these are people he trusts. These are people he knows. You expect him to go and get somebody from Katondo Street. You so eminapa, ukalambwenako. Then you know Pakatondo number. After insala ya munyokola, Basa Moafat 100 pin Fileke. What are we going to do? So he has to work with the people he trusts. So you, as a politician, if I told you a politician, Celestine, you are very down. I'm sorry to say. Because if you understand the politics that Mundubile is playing right now, you should actually be excited. Mobilization is not a joke. It's money to move people. It's money to even call someone on the phone. It's money to attend a meeting. In politics, people have to drink water. Me, I'm a grassroots politician. So when I see that Mundubile is mobilizing, I clap for him. We have seen people who are aspiring to be presidents. They are just in office every day doing live stream. How can you be a president? You're doing live stream. You have to move. So if these people all over the country are moving, and certainly he trusts them, why not? Being a Patriotic Front member does not stop anybody from mobilizing for somebody who wants to stand, as long as he's even a member. So this, your letter, just sounds like somebody who's jealous and surrounded by failures, who have instigated this so-called victimization of Mundubile. And you think you're doing the right thing. No, you're not. You actually sound down in this letter. I'm sorry. Are you really a lawyer? Maybe we should ask Fred member if you are a lawyer. Like, you know, people are asking, I'm a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. Are you really a lawyer? That you allow people to use you like this? Certainly not. Because if you were, you wouldn't write such type of a letter. You can address this man. Try to understand what he's doing. But because you are being used, they're sending you. And you feel, I'm the SG of the party. Which party? When the SG is Mr. Ngona. You don't hear Chabinga. Chabinga always says Mr. Ngona is a SG of the party. And he's the one on the papers. Somebody said, I think it's fine. Plan B, not part of them, because they are condemned people. Now it's high time for Mr. B. Yes! PF is condemned. And to see how they are so prideful, it's me. It's you where? Which where? Which is Zambia? Ukekala pesa. When the church was telling her to kekala pesa to Arikalakali, you think he was joking? And then you now want to give Lubinda an expired product from the shelf. To do what? Time. A failed project. Failure. I've been sending a young boy to come and talk to an elder by writing a letter and send it via WhatsApp. No courtesy of even printing it and meeting the man in person. Because in any organization, there should be verbal warning. So you coming to write this letter just shows that you are not organized. In any organization, we are employers. We know. I've employed so many people before. So many that have worked for me. You have to give a verbal warning 1, verbal warning 2, verbal warning 3, then meeting, then letter, then dismissal. You just don't wake up and say, expelling, suspending someone. Even for suspension, you are supposed to invite someone for a meeting. We're inviting you for a meeting. The person comes, then you explain. The reason for the meeting is, but not if you are book a door, if you are rich, I'm butafi. Get out, Rachel Tembo. Nonsense. PF is not for you leaders in PF. It's for all who love it. Whatever you are doing, all of you, is bad. Are you not thinking of your followers? How do they feel? Whatever games which are being played, which we know, you think people may not see, they are on the open. Have people at heart first. Exactly. The way given Lubinda and Chishimba Kampwiri and all these Mao Sampa behaving, these are people who don't care about the Zambian people, because if they did, in the first place, Mao Sampa Tetu Sheshpan. And that's why I can never campaign for you. I can't even post you on my media page and say, support this one as president, because you are the one who sold your own legacy. Something that you should have kept, you sold it without even thinking. Somebody saying, but this decision is badly. Instead, to settle down, and they are busy, confusion. I say, I'm not going to vote. I keep my voter's card. That's Elisha Tembo. You see, your behavior, very childish. It's actually annoying. to see how you're behaving. And you guys think Zambians are going to vote for you because the PF is the strongest party. No, it depends on the leader. Mao Sampa, nobody can vote for him. Given Lubinda, lie to lie. If my 60-year-old mother would say, given Lubinda awe, what about Gen Z? Eh? Finishes. Where are you going to stand? Nobody will support you. So when you know that Mundubile is strong, why not work with him? So if you try to destroy his political career by, first of all, saying bad things about him, and secondly, firing him, and good part is that he's surrounded by people who pray. We already told him, even on the social media, the videos that has been done by the prophet from Cameroon to say they are setting a trap for you. So he was going to go to that conclave and they were going to choose themselves, and Mundubile would have been left out, and then he was going to look like he's frustrated, so he's left, he's standing. We were smarter than you. We've been in politics for a long time, so we understand how you were thinking. Before you even do that, he told you he's out of the conclave. Mwanyala. So after Minyarika, you are now looking for, what can I do? Oh no, because he said he's accusing leaders of planning to expel him. No, because he's taking people who side as the parallel structure. Vane, party for you to be bragging about the parallel structure. The person who should be talking about parallel structure is Shabinga, not you. You are even lucky that people have stood. No, PF is a big part. Nobody can take the structures. Our structures are intact. If innocent Kanimashi can leave PF today and go to UPND, just know that even the members at the structure can leave any second. So when you start frustrating them like this, given Lubinda and your team and your minions, the Zambian people will vote for HH again. And if you start going to court case A, court case B, we'll be posting our videos and pictures in Tenerife and Dubai. Whilst you are in courts every day, we won't give a shit because you don't give a shit about the Zambian people. The Zambian people have told you that they don't want HH. And you keep on frustrating them by bringing all your problems like children, like kids. You are pathetic. Zambia should never even trust you, given Lubinda, to be a president. President for who? Where are you going to sit? Where are you going to sit? Somebody saying iShow Speed is trending. Of course it's trending. Is it when you're annoying him in Africa? Besides, he's getting paid for what he's doing. You that is following him up and down. Are you getting paid? Your leaders are busy making the Mazungus enjoying tax holiday. Whilst you can't even enjoy monetization. Everything he's doing is getting paid. So shouldn't you also have the same in your country, Zambia? When we speak, you start fighting us. We have nothing to do. I'm very busy. Do you know why I've come for live stream now? Tomorrow I'm very busy. This is January now. So many things I'm doing in my life. So when I come here and I'm speaking and you decide not to listen to me, when I church will start arresting you people, I'll just be putting, you deserve it. Because you behave like you're possessed. Or do you people belong to one shrine, about UPND, where maybe your behavior is not normal. It's not normal. This behavior is very spiritual. It's not normal. And you're normal, sir. But of course, you know my president, Brian Mundubile. When I even just listened to his voice, I knew down. I said, God, thank you. What a man. Zambia. Never miss this opportunity to put Brian Mundubile as president. You will never regret. And me as cabinet minister, Brian Mundubile is a president. You will never suffer. You know me now. You know me. So do the right thing. Adodi Hachisanga, the return, the big politician is here. Thank you so much for watching us. HH in our boss, I don't know what you're talking about. He's not immortal. Besides, like I said, me, it's not 2031, 2036 is when I'm going to come and stand now, proper. For now, let me make my money. I'm busy investing all around. So that when I stand, I'll be able to tell you these are my assets. These are my, not, hey, you've become rich because you're president. I want to come there when I know that fiance, what I ever dreamt of, I've lived my life, my dream. I'm now just coming to save. Like there were pastors who get the call of God. They leave their dream jobs. They've built their houses. They now say, let me go and serve God. That's what I'll do. So the next person to be expelled will be the bishop himself. Bishop will be expelled from who? How can you expel a bishop who has been speaking even for HH when HH was in opposition? It's not possible. The duty of the Catholic Church is to speak for the people and when things are not right. And remember that the Catholic Church, those priests that you see, they go to university and college. They go and study. And when they study what they need to study, they are specialized in those areas. So when you see a father speaking, you find that maybe his genre, I want to say genre, his field is probably political science. So as he's speaking, allow him to speak. He has a freedom to speak. So this letter that Celestine wrote, asking Mundubile to say breach of public event protocol. Which public event? You are not a registered party, Celestine. Even USG, why for USG in your own cocoon mind with your leader given. You have no party. So what do you mean breach of public protocol? Likewise, you deliberately violated established protocols by attending an illegal Tonse Alliance meeting without the authority of the party president and acting president as how? When you've been, which illegal meeting? If you are invited for Tonse Alliance meeting, and by the way, Mundubile has been the chairman of Tonse. So what do you mean it's an illegal meeting? Or are you jealous that Given Lubinda was fired? So now you want to find a way of removing Mundubile. Look, you cannot stop a man whose time has come. Okay? So in fact, the more you fight, the more you've made him popular. Brian Mundubile's page has moved from 90,000 to 105,000. Thank you. Continue fighting him. Continue. Continue fighting him. You think we will let go? How many calls have I received? Even from UPND telling me to come home. I said, which home are you calling me? Do you know what it takes to support Brian Mundubile? It takes the God to tell you this man is the right man. So you can't come and just tell us you want us to obey your so-called protocol when you have no protocol, when you don't respect anybody. Who do you respect? Who do you respect? A political party president that cannot unite people. Political party president that has brought disunity. Political party president that has so many Zambezi people following him. Political party president that has his own people whom he calls his supporters or that call him, they love him, whatever. Posting on their page talking bad things about Brian Mundubile. I shared an audio the other day of a man who's found with given window who said that they will never put Mundubile anywhere. So because we have exposed you, you now want to find a way to discredit Mundubile. Ulabeja. Given Lubinda, you have a very nice farm. Focus on your farm. No Zambian pays attention to you. In fact, when you are talking, they look at you for drama. They have no time. What are they going to learn from you when you are full of bitterness? Reminding us of HH. We don't have time. Okay, so now, unauthorized recognition of dismissed members. You know, these people, they are very foolish, the way they are thinking. Yes. This guy was dismissed. Shakafuswa. Shakafuswa was dismissed as an MCC member. He had a funeral. Brian Mundubile went there. Given Lubinda also went there. Why did you attend a funeral of somebody who's not an MCC member? Because Brian Mundubile was there. So you two, we see these things on the internet, we just watch you. So you are actually confused. If somebody is MCC, and you've decided to fire them, Given Lubinda, and I know that person is a good person, whether you like it or not, Given Lubinda, I'll bring them to work with me. Who are you? Are you the controller of the universe? Now I understand why Chabinga tells you off. That is why Chabinga asks you, who are you? As far as he's concerned, he's expelled you. How can you tell somebody that he shouldn't be mingling with expelled members? You are who to tell him that? Omuntu arechula na kwate chiriro. Amafia at because we are given Lubinda, we are president of PF Barikanya. So twirasanga atase. That's the word for you. Atase. Nonsense. What is that? That is why I wonder those old women in PF, how you think. Because if you think, you should have listened to my advice when I told you to go for brand Mundubile. By now, the way these people are behaving foolishly, these things wouldn't have happened. But because that's why we are here. Because na running mate kuli Makebi Zulu. That's why you started following him. When you know who is popular, it's Brian Mundubile. So when you are telling Brian Mundubile not to mingle with expelled MCC members or people who are dismissed, it just shows how foolish you are to write such a useless letter. Do you know that I didn't even read this letter because I hate anybody who treats Brian Mundubile badly? I see him as my dad. Some of us, we don't have a father. And when I see the way this man respects the Zambian people, how he wants to put things in place, and he reminds me of how my dad had a good heart. I see him as my dad. So, Brian Mundubile, I'll do live stream for you and finish you. Because this is a man who only wants to see Zambia better. How can you, with your big mouth, write a useless letter like this and you say you have a degree? Are you sure you went through Ziali? Because if you went through Ziali, you cannot write this letter. Expelled members, you are mingling with them. So, umuntu ngaliba expelled just because we cannot mingle. If you listen to Brian Mundubile's interview, he condemned HH how he's trying to divide the nation. And he told him that HH, when I was a cabinet minister, Gary Nkombo used to come to my office. Cornelius Muta used to come to my office. They are my friends. I can't deny. He spoke. So, you are telling me that because you've expelled people, Brian Mundubile should stop mingling with the people who you have expelled. And he knows that they are strong at the grassroots. In fact, you are knowing me you should retire. In fact, Chabinga, keep on keeping the party of PF. Till some people just become old. And then you can give it to the young generation in 2036. Because as long as Lubinda, you are there, in fact, you are annoying me. How can you even open your mouth, body, write such a useless statement that he cannot mingle with expelled people? So you think before politics, people were never friends? Even after politics, people have been friends for how many years? This man has been part of PF for 10 years. You are telling me that he cannot make friends? This is somebody who has openly said he goes to Makebi Zulu's house. So you're telling me Mama MCCs, maybe they even go to his house. Maybe they even do some school errands. Maybe they even do some errands for him. Post office, this and that. Okay, Tuala Sanganapa. Then you want to come in the middle of friendships because you've decided to fire someone. You are very useless. This is the last time you will frustrate this man. If you continue, I will personally take you to court. And when I take you to court, you PND will accept that application, even though I fight them. Because we're going to put youths to write a letter against you as a public to expel Given Lubinda and his odd team from the so-called useless PF. You're the ones who are parading illegally. Not Mundubile. He's an MP. He can parade with whoever he wants. What is the job of an MP? It's to mingle with people. So if you are angry in his capacity, you should even be arrested for illegal gathering. Nonsense. And if I champion this idea, you'll be arrested. Don't dare me. You are becoming annoying. How can you tell me that Mundubile cannot mingle with expired people? The expelled people. because you are in charge. I'm warning you. Tell people, this is the last time. If I see any letter fioto from this so-called fake PF to Brian Mundubile, I will personally write a letter to the courts to charge you for illegal gathering. Nonsense. What is all this? You want to frustrate somebody? You want to frustrate him? What's wrong with you? Are you okay upstairs? You are just sounding like somebody who works with HH. You're trying to frustrate somebody. I cannot even gather, mingle with people. Same mouth. He works with HH. Same mouth. You are now expelling him for mingling with MCC. What do you want from Mundubile? What do you want? Tell us. Did you go to a shrine and they told you as a big star and now you want to make sure you rub it off? Well, I think you go to shrines, you people. Maybe we've been even accusing HH of being whatever. Illuminati. Maybe it's you people. Because I don't think you people are behaving normal. What do you want from Mundubile? Tell me, what do you want? Tell us. You took away leader of opposition through Mutambo because definitely you, Lubinda, you've been working with Mutambo because you cannot come and hire Mutambo as SG if you didn't know his Mingalato of 2023 convention. Then you brought Edgar Lungu so that they should finish him. You are very wicked. Wicked man. To trust you is deadly. Those of you even follow this man, you are not normal. To follow given me, they are not normal. Now I understand. What is that? I just say rubbish. These actions undermine party unity, disregard hierarchy authority. Which hierarchy? Which hierarchy? When all you do is talk rubbish about this man, you are a useless leadership. Ha! Truly, I now understand why in a party bani minyonga. Murifipuba. Honestly. Excuse my language, but Murifipuba. You cannot think so flipping low like this. To write a letter in the time that is critical like this. And you expect us to babysit you because you have held the party. Of course you've held the party because that's your capital. You eat and dine with HH. Allah. Maybe na HH to them be pesha last. This behavior, look. Another letter to Mundubile. I will take you to court in absentia. I will sue all of you. I will sue you for disturbing the peace of Zambian people. 1. 2, for emotionally damaging the Zambian people. 3, for draining our peace and energy. Nonsense. You think we're your children? You think we're your children? For you to just wake up and dictate who we can mingle with? Can you come today and tell me I cannot support Mundubile? I cannot work? Are you okay? Are you okay? Jimmy Pa. Nonsense. Rubbish. These actions undermine unity. Which unit? Which unit are you even talking about? You can't even unite yourselves. You can't even unite people. You want, if not for Inonge winner, Mundubile cannot even be in those meetings from what I can see. Mweka fiuma dongo. Mwadia mwa nyopole mpia kuri HH. Then you want to call a unit. Which unit? Then you want to come. You want to be the one who works with HH. The same mouth, fioto. The same mouth is now fioto. Mundubile is the one who's taking the structures. Mundubile. So now it has changed from Mundubile working with HH to Mundubile dismantling the structures. Which is structure? Which structure? Yes, Luyando. I know you're Tonga. I'm coming to Zambia after HH leaves power. At PF integrity and disrupt organizational order. Which order? Are you even orderly? Is somebody who went to cover by himself with no security because alikuwa taka so. Afaya fekunyo pola yeke mpyesha alesheta. Wamu ikateka nwanga wa UPN. I don't know whether they are UPN or they are staged people. Where kafie? No security. I've never seen this man with security. Kaso. Which order? If he has order, he'll be organized. Does he even have an office? Show us his office. Want to see. When Mundubile has an office, he's all organized. Can you compare yourself to Mundubile? Even at the cathedral, people were running to him. They left you. You are the three of you. Lubinda was with another person. I don't even know what they were doing, but they after they greeted each other, they went. All the crowd went to Mundubile. All the crowd. You want to come and tell me that what? Like what order? Like what order? I'm reading this letter. So you are required to submit a written exploratory statement within 7 days to the disciplinary committee as per regulation. Brian Mundubile, do not write such a letter to these useless kind of arrangements. If they want to expel you from the party, let them. All we know is Chawinga is the one with the power to expel anybody. So those cheap, empty threats that they're trying to do, they will not hold any water. Until Chawinga says you are expelled, Brian Mundubile, you are not expelled. Go, they go, they go. Continue moving with the train as these people continue wasting time doing useless things, childish games. You think it's politics? Politics baby in 1994. Iwe 2026. 2026. We see the heart and character. If you have a character of Mao Sampa, out. Character of Given Winda, out. Character of Celestine Mukandila, finish. Character of finishers. When we say PF is dead, these four are the dead PF. These are the people that are really the dead PF, that don't want to see PF come back alive. Because if you want to see PF come back alive and somebody is mobilizing, you should be happy that your party is still mobilizing. And to be honest, this is when I can say Akainde Ichilema is a fair man. Because if he was not fair, you wouldn't be mobilizing if he was not fair. So it shows that you are the evil people. Because if he was not fair for you people to mobilize, he would have stopped you from mobilizing. You are the same people that complain, HH this, HH that. We are not seeing you mobilize. Uyo alikuchoma ale campaign olala ndefia bupopakudi. Ale campaign. Kamushi. Akamushi ngaba for fertilizer oye. Gwenyu. Aba bepo ufefo abantu benda na mabasi bale balopola. Those days we condemned all that. But politics is a dirty game. He's campaigning. Whilst you spend your energy, your time fighting Mundubile. Useless. Nonsense. You are giving Mundubile 7 days to write a letter. Ephraim saying, letter to who? These guys fearing BM, no wonder they are against. Imagine writing a letter to Brian Mundubile via WhatsApp. You send a letter to say, here's a letter. You don't even have order. You're talking about order. You don't see his office. Go to his office and see if you go there behaving the way you're behaving. Somebody is a presidential material already. I feel sorry for you, Mukandila. Anyway, there'll be a big job for you by UPND. Since by UPND, I want to work since they are also committing crimes. Yeah. Post-response, a decision will be rendered promptly with the appeal rights to the Central Committee, National Council, or General Conference regulation. Now, I don't even know which Central Committee you're talking about, which General Council you're talking about, because you don't have a party. You know, all these things you'll be going to. Which General Conference can you go to? Because according to the laws, you cannot go to the conference. The paper is in court, courtesy of Mao Sampa that you are mingling with like zombies. When Siawan says he zombieized you people, when he was part of you, I now understand, because this behavior is not normal. You cannot try to ridicule a man who is moving in a train and people have called on him. Just because you have party titles which are not even recognized. Even if you expel him now, Cornelius Muito can even stand tomorrow as a spokesperson of the Patriotic Front, the legal one, to say, you're talking nonsense. So when you're trying to expel somebody, use your brain. Are you expelling him? On what grounds are you expelling him? Because as far as we are aware, you don't have the documents of the Patriotic Front. And the central committee that you have is just a figure, which all I can say is for the love of Dr. Edgar Chagwa and Sata. That is why people are there. Not because of you, Lubinda. Don't even feel yourself that is because of you. No. Some people feel Sata's legacy should never die. Edgar Lungu's legacy should never die. We have a YouTuber who's in Zambia, who came to Zambia, I Show Speedy. He said, Zambia looks very beautiful like America. Who did that? Edgar Lungu, that's his legacy. And that's what people remember, not you, Lubinda. What do you think? Maybe Zambians want you because what is because they are owing that last respect to Edgar Lungu, whom we have not yet buried. It's been 7 months Edgar Lungu lays in a mortuary. And instead of you being part of the impasse and making sure that he's buried, you are busy fighting babies who want to be presidents. Instead of you being, according to the agreement with Edgar Chagwa Lungu, you, given Lubinda, Edgar Lungu told you to be the speaker if you formed government again, not to be president. And because of your mentality and your behavior, that's why he told some other people, I'm not going to mention them, to say, you start moving with your party, maybe we might use you as plan B. I'm not going to mention them now. To mention someone on my page, then I'm promoting you. So I only promote Brian Mundubile. That's the only person I promote. I support 100%. I have never supported anybody who has failed. And Brian Mundubile will not fail. HH started well, but he messed up by not bringing us close that helped him. That's why he messed up. People who help you to be where you are, never leave them. HH did that on us. That is why he has failed. Many he has left. But with Brian Mundubile, he's a listening man. He listens. Sir, be strong. Be still and know that I am God. And God will never leave you nor forsake you. Regardless of what these heralds are doing, they are actually paving a way for you to reach your destiny. Because if they did not behave the way they are behaving, Zambians wouldn't have heard that there was a Brian Mundubile who was being chased away from PF by Given Lubinda and Celestine Mukadila. If Chimbakamburi did not call Bakashishi, or which we can call it was even a mistake that he called, we wouldn't have known that there was a Kashishi and there was that type of conversation. Everything works out for good. And I can tell you, Brian Mundubile, many are afraid of you because you are a stable leader and you are a straightforward person. Because of your straightforwardness, they don't want you. They want somebody whom they can bring in power so that they can be stealing from the targets. They miss giving their girlfriends money. They miss burning money. They miss having slave queens around. They miss flying their girlfriends to Dubai. But you are a clean character. Some of these people who are parading to be presidents, if I tell you what I even know about them, you will never even look at them. Even in the PF, this bunch of people, you will never even look at them. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to tell you that Brian Mundubile is the best candidate that can give HH a good run. And if you waste your time writing letters to these people, Mr. President, sir, but I know you're a very sensible man. You are not going to do that. They go. Don't say Alliance, they had a meeting, chucked Lubinda out. We have more meetings coming up. KBF, everybody, work together. We are going to win 2026 clean game. The sponsorship of confusion started with Mao Sampa, given Lubinda. Now Kambwida has entered in the race, and also Celestine. Washara Feweka. Gen Z. Now, no tukote. Fumako, kabombeko na wena Binwell, at least. And do something and learn politics from Binwell, who understand politics. Not if I'm So I therefore would like to condemn this letter. And I urge my president, Brian Mundubile, never to reply to such nonsense. And secondly, if Chawinga also can enter in this matter and try to caution these people, I think they have forgotten their position. He needs to put them in their place again. Because it's because of Mutambo that he sold the party. So they deserve all this bulldozing that he does on them. Yeah, because he has seen how silly they are. Finally, Brian Mundubile is also on WhatsApp channel. Check out BM8 Network. BM8 Network on WhatsApp. Share the post there. Follow, like, and also like his page, Brian Mundubile. He is a man of integrity. I respect him so much. I respect a man who wants to see Zambians go further. Not a man that wants to see that his girlfriends, concubines, return back to the way it used to be. They want to go back to Sodom and Gomorrah. What's that? When they were looking back, it is so. We are not going to return back to that. We are going ahead with Brian Mundubile, BM8 Unfiltered. You've seen we have a trademark there, BM8, and we are moving, we are going. This is the man we need. Somebody said, thanks given Lubinda for courage to remove him. The party, that's what we call leadership of you. Get out. You even stopped using your full names because we know that you are Zambezi. Only Zambezi region support given Lubinda. Any normal person cannot support this nonsense going on. These guys are afraid of BM8, and he is the only man in the party with leadership qualities. Let BM8 not write a letter to these people who are frustrating as supporters of the party. Yes, so let's join the BM8 network. We are going, they go. When we started, I told you people, I don't start something and it will just be anyhow. I knew what I started, where I started from, and I knew that we'll push this network. And now that Brian Mundubile is far background everywhere, you now want to come and write him some useless letter. Oko. When I was saying Oko kwa UPND, now I'm bringing back to you. Given Lubinda, Celestine, Chimakambwiri, Mausaba, Oko. This is rubbish. Guys, take care. So go, Lillian Mutambo. I have a long day tomorrow. And I've got a friend of mine from Malawi. She's here with us. And, I've told her, let me just do a 30-minute live stream. But as usual, I've spoken longer than I can. And that's because, anything to do with my president, I don't want. That is why even a church, for the fact that I fought for him and he became president, even though he ignored me, I still pray for him when I hear he's not well. I don't celebrate because I know where we're coming from. He's made his mistakes. It's time to go. I now have a good president. This president, when he becomes president, trust me, my Zambian people, you know go suffer. Me, I will be chastising him. Say, sir, my youths need this empowerment. Sir, mining license. Sir, scholarships. Wait. This will be our Manawasa rebirth. This will be our Michael Sata. It's a combination of Michael Chufesata, Manawasa, and FTJ type of confidence. Imagine that combination. 3 in 1. One person. It's a bomb. It's a goal. Take care, guys. I love you. Some said we should go too much selfishness and lack of it. Yeah. Take care, guys. I believe Akashish is live now. Let's go.